Did you get your 5 stocks from Moomoo yet? If not, use my link down below. Deposit at least $100 and you could get up to 5 stocks, each of which could be valued up to $3,500. It's free money, guys. Get your money. Again, link down below. And now let's break down the market, stocks, charts. We'll talk a little bit about Russia, the stock market over there in Russia, and we have to break down oil, what oil prices are doing now and what could affect these oil prices moving forward. So sit back, relax, take a sip of your coffee, and let's get right into the video. So it's almost 1 p.m. on the East Coast when I'm filming this video, and as of now, all of the indexes are down. Well, actually, the Dow's up, barely up. It's up 0.07%. We have the Russell down over 1%. The S&P 500 is down 0.1%, and we have the NASDAQ down about 0.75%, and we have the VIX down over 1%. Gold's up 0.6%, and silver's down about 0.1%. So pretty much we're selling off all across the board other than the Dow and gold, and we even have the VIX down today, and it's looking to break under 30 points potentially. It's not there yet, but the VIX is hovering right around 30 points right now, and basically what I'm seeing on SPY is nothing really new. We're still on a downtrend clearly on this 20-day chart, and we're seeing resistance today so far right under the 180 SMA on this 20-day chart, which if you guys have been watching my channel, you really should not be surprised. We've been talking about this point for weeks, and especially these past couple of days, we've mentioned how, right around 438, 440, that's a big resistance for SPY. So that's what we're seeing so far today on the 4-hour chart and on the 20-day chart. Big resistance around 438, 440, and Triple Q, which tracks the NASDAQ 100, we're seeing some resistance around 350, which we also have been talking about here on the channel. So if you guys aren't subscribed yet, what are you doing? Make sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the content. Look at this. Triple Q's down 0.75%. Like I said, we're getting rejected at 350, which goes to show the downtrend is still intact on the hourly chart. And you guys can see on the 4-hour chart, we are still trading under the 180 moving average, which I've been screaming about on this YouTube channel, guys. So it looks like we're getting to a sell zone where we're seeing some selling pressure right now, and it looks like this could continue based on individual stocks, most of them being red on my watch list. And again, all of the indexes are red as of now, and we're looking at the VIX at around 30. If we get a pop above 30 again, or push back towards the mid 30s, shall I say, we're going to see these markets get hit even further. So let's talk a little bit about oil. Crude oil / CL hit $116 a barrel, guys. That was overnight. Let me pull up this intraday chart to see exactly when this happened. That occurred at about 2:50 a.m. on the East Coast. We hit 116 a barrel. Then it got down to 106 a barrel. It lost 9% from 3 a.m. on the East Coast to about, when was this? 9 a.m., which goes to show how freaking volatile oil is. It's unbelievable. And since that 9% sell-off from about 3 to 9 a.m., we've been consolidating around 109 to about 110, 11 bucks a barrel here on crude oil. And you guys know all of the sanctions that have been happening in Russia, all the sanctions we've been putting on them. And there could be oil sanctions coming. We have to talk a little bit about that right now. The U.S. said oil sanctions are certainly on the table, but that going after exports now could be counterproductive. So these sanctions are on the table, but them doing this, them going hard on Russia in terms of oil, this is going to be counterproductive, most likely, and it's going to raise the global energy prices, which clearly, guys, they've already been going up. So doing sanctions might make this even worse. It could push oil up 120, 130 a barrel, maybe even higher, and obviously inflation on top of this is not it's not helping, right? And Russia being the world's third largest oil producer behind the U.S. and Saudi Arabia, and it's the world's largest exporter of crude to global markets. It's going to put even more pressure, guys. I'm telling you. It is also a major producer and exporter of natural gas, and there have been calls for Western governments to ratchet up measures targeting Russia's economy, and Ukraine Foreign Minister Dmytro Kuleba has called on foreign governments to impose a full-on embargo. That's what the Ukraine foreign minister is saying on put a full-on embargo on Russian oil and gas. And if you guys don't know what an embargo is, it's essentially an official ban on trade or other commercial activity with a particular country, in this case being Russia. And we already know how bad Russia's economy is doing, and their economy wasn't even great to begin with. I believe their GDP, actually I'm not even going to quote it because I don't even remember what their GDP is, but I'm pretty sure California's GDP is greater than Russia. And the fact that Russia has a huge amount of land, the country's so big, you would think their economy's fantastic, right? But it's just not the case. So their economy, which was already not the best economy, now is suffering greatly. We'll talk about the stock market in a second here, the Russian stock market. And if they get this embargo on oil and energy in general, I mean, it's going to be a freaking disaster over there. And this could have a huge effect on the EU, which gets roughly 40% of its gas from Russian pipelines. You guys already know that. And this could cause a ripple effect throughout the entire world, which we're probably already seeing the effects of that right now. So let's talk a little bit about the Russian stock market, which you guys are going to be shocked when I show you this. This is the VanEck ETF, the Russia ETF, which is ticker symbol RSX. This is down 9% today, and that's actually a modest drop considering it was down over 20% earlier in the day. Take a look here on the intraday chart, guys. RSX hit $5 a share this morning at about 10:15 a.m. on the East Coast. Now it's at $6.50, so it's already seeing it saw about a 30% rip off those intraday lows, and now it's only down 8%. But if you look on this 4-hour chart, it is down roughly 80% from the highs from just, when was this? End of October. The highs were around $33. So this market, Russian stock market, the country in general, like I said, is in shambles. Now everybody is flooding out of their stocks. In fact, the Moscow exchange was shut on Monday, a couple of days ago, and it's still shut, I believe. But Russian stocks listed overseas in the ETFs, which we're looking at an ETF right now, are still being tracked, and they're continuing to be, traded. Obviously, giving investors clues to how the market might react once it opens. And this is actually the longest closure of stock trading in Moscow since October of '98. So what? 25 years ago, almost 25 years ago, and this replicates the RSX, what you're looking at right here. This replicates the performance of the MVIS Russia Index, which includes publicly traded companies that are incorporated in Russia or that are incorporated outside of Russia, but have at least 50% of their revenue/related assets in Russia. So this is a pure play pretty much on Russia, and again, it is down 80%. So I posted something on my Instagram earlier. It was a poll, and mind you guys, follow me on Instagram at StasserFest and on TikTok and Twitter at StasserFest. I posted, is it time to speculate on Russia yet? Is it time to maybe throw some money at this ETF as a speculation on Russia's comeback maybe in the next couple of years? And let me look at the poll results. I'll share them with you guys right now. Hold up. So right now, 42% of people on my Instagram are saying to buy, 58% are saying to avoid, and that's about 19 people saying buy, 26 people saying avoid. So it's almost 50-50. I mean, it's more, people are more leaning towards avoid, which makes sense. Right now, there's a lot of obviously uncertainty with Putin, Russia. What the heck's going to happen? Will this country ever turn around? Now, I want to ask you guys, are you going to be buying RSX as a gamble, as a pure speculation? Me personally, I haven't done so yet, and I'm not really considering it yet, but it's definitely not off the table for me personally. So again, I'd love to know your thoughts. Drop me a comment. And this is funny because if you guys have looked at Warren Buffett, he said, buy stocks, and I'm not saying to buy Russian stocks or Russia in general. I'm not saying that, but in general here, when it comes to the stock market, right? Warren Buffett has said, buy a stock which you would would feel comfortable to hold if the markets were closed for 5-10 years. You know, what stock would you buy if the stock market closed for the next 5 years? That kind of thing, right? And now in Russia, the stock market is literally closed. You can't trade individual stocks, but the ETFs are still alive, you know, because these are traded across the world, right? So now we can see individual stocks. I mean, they're not doing well out there. Russia, the Russia ETF is going down like crazy as the markets are literally closed. So what would you do, guys? What would you do? You know, would you buy RSX now that the markets are closed? You know, would you gamble on it? Again, let me know your thoughts in the comments. And I think it's interesting what's going on right now. It's a crazy time period we're living in, guys. That is for sure. So that's a little breakdown on oil, Russia, the stock market, some insight for me and kind of what's going on. So let's talk about some stocks very quickly. We have Kroger on a freaking rampage today. Kroger's up 11%. They did 91 cents EPS versus 74 cents. Estimated revenue 33.05 versus 32.86 billion. So a nice double beat for Kroger. They guided up on this is full year. They guided up on full year 22 adjusted EPS. That's above the estimates. And they see full year same store sales, full year 22 sales up 2 to 3% versus the 1.4% estimate. So they blew earnings out of the water. Great guidance. The stock is overbought though. That's one thing worth mentioning. It's up 10%, almost 11. If I was in the stock already as a trade, I would 100% be locking in profits now. And if I'm not in it, which I'm not in it, and I'm assuming a lot of you guys aren't in it, I would be waiting for a pullback, whether that's down to 48, 49, 50 bucks. I would wait for a pullback, which will most likely come in the next couple of days, and that could be an entry point. So Kroger's ripping. We have Southern Company also looking pretty good. Southern's up 2.5%. They did 36 cents EPS versus 35 cents estimated. Revenue came in at 5.77 billion versus 4.78 billion estimated. So nice double beat for Southern. They also see full year adjusted EPS above the estimates. And you guys can see based on this chart, this is also breaking out, not to the extent of Kroger, but it is above the 50 moving average, which has been a sell-off for a couple of weeks here, or resistance rather, for a couple of weeks. And now we're right around the 180 moving average, which we're not quite yet above, but it's right around $67. Now we're trading in the low 66s. So if we take out 67 bucks, which again is that 180 SMA on this 4-hour chart, resistance, this could go 70 plus again. Actually, has it even been 70 plus before? Let me double check. Yeah, it was. It was early 2020. Southern Company got to about 71 bucks a share. So if we take out 67, guys, 70 plus is right around the corner. CSX is another one that I'm looking at. CSX Corp is the name of this. This is actually breaking out of both moving averages. It's up 3.5% on the day. You guys can see it's trading nicely on this 4-hour chart. So at this point, I think we're going to the top of the channel. If you guys take a look on this yearly chart, you see that channel, and on the 3-year chart, if this plays out the way history has played out in the past, and the way this chart is looking, if it played out perfectly, this stock could get anywhere from 37, 38. Maybe we take those highs out and we go 39 bucks a share. Definitely possible here for CSX. So I'm going to wrap it up here, guys. Hope you all enjoyed the video. We talked a bit about Russia, the stock market. Again, let me know if you guys are speculating on that. Drop me a comment. We talked about oil and a couple of stocks. So if you all found value, hit the like button. Again, subscribe if you haven't done so already, and drop me a comment, and feel free to join my Patreon. If you guys want all my buys, sells, call outs, morning update videos, more access to me throughout the day, direct access to me, that's on Patreon, link down below, or you guys can go to StockSurfest.com/Patreon, and now's the best time to try it out. Early in the month, you have the whole month to try it out. If you don't like it, cancel it. If you like it, continue the membership. That's simple. And make sure to get your 5 stocks from Moomoo. It's free money. Use my link down below. Deposit at least $100, and you could get up to 5 stocks, each of which could be valued up to $3,500. It's free money, guys, and it's the best promotion out right now. Use that link down below. Get your money. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out.